Welcome to Own Your Words. Reaction. Meaning with examples. Pronunciation. Reaction. Reaction. It is a noun. Meaning. 1. A reaction is an action taken, in response to something. 2. Behavior, a feeling, or an action that is a direct result of something else. 3. If you have a reaction to a drug or to something you have eaten, it makes you ill. A chemical change that happens when two, or more substances are mixed together. 5. A change in people's attitudes, behavior, fashions, etc. That happens because they disapprove of the way, in which things were done in the past. 6. Strong and unreasonable opposition to all social and political changes. Examples. 1. Her left-wing views are a reaction against the conservatism of her parents. 2. Young people's reactions to world events are often at variance with those of their parents. 3. Senator, what is your reaction to the proposal to cut care benefits? She asked. 4. The announcement produced an angry reaction from most of the people at the meeting. 5. He was surprised that his answer should have caused such a strong reaction. 6. Her 3 years of freedom seemed like a reaction against that childhood. 7. Premature moves in this respect might well provoke a reaction against the reform. 8. Ozone is produced by the reaction between oxygen and ultraviolet light. 9. Common foods which cause this kind of reaction are fish, eggs, and shellfish. 10. Poppy flinched and then tried to disguise his reaction by pretending to shake her hand away. 11. Chandrash remarks suddenly, turning to gauge the reaction to the question. 12. Though the performance must be spectacular, in order to coerce the best reactions. Reception. Meaning with examples. Pronunciation. Reception. Reception. It is a noun. Meaning. 1. The reception in a hotel is the desk, or office that books rooms for people, and answers their questions. 2. The reception in an office, or hospital is the place, where people's appointments and questions are dealt with. 4. A reception, a formal party, which is given to welcome someone, or to celebrate a special event. 5. If someone or something has a particular kind of reception, that is the way that people react to them. 6. The reception of guests is the act of formally welcoming them. Examples. 1. Soft drinks and hors d'oeuvres will be served during the reception and a cash bar will be available. 2. She just yelled through the open door that separated the reception area from his office. 3. She was unsure of her reception after everything that had happened. 4. The plaque was unveiled during a civic reception given at Glasgow City Chambers. 5. 200 guests attended an evening reception held in honor of the Chancellor's visit. 6. Above the reception is the professional team's accommodation and administrative facilities. 7. From some of the 11,000 students a warm reception and a cheeky invitation. 8. The nurses all wore sweaters, and a tiny electric heater glowed behind the reception desk. 9. It is an ideal location for wedding receptions, having large attractive grounds. 10. The company claims to have solved many of the problems of poor reception suffered by mobile phone users. Recognition. Meaning with examples. Pronunciation. Recognition. Recognition. It is a noun. Meaning. 1. Recognition is the act of recognizing someone, or identifying something when you see it. 2. Recognition of something is an understanding, and acceptance of it. 3. When a government gives diplomatic recognition to another country, they fully accept that its status is valid. 4. When a person receives recognition for the things that they have done, people acknowledge the value or skill of their work. 5. Recognition is when you remember something, or someone you're familiar with. Examples. 1. There is general recognition that the study techniques of many students are weak. 2. The importance of voluntary organizations in the economy still needs to be given recognition. 3. He was presented with a gold watch in recognition of his service to the company. 4. The bakery business has changed beyond all recognition in the last 10 years. 5. Like many pianists, he first achieved international recognition by winning a competition. 6. It's a new country, hoping for diplomatic recognition from the international community. 7. Ella complained that the company never gave her any recognition for her work. 8. Dole obviously had the greatest name recognition of all the Republican candidates. 9. Charges were dropped in recognition of the fact that there simply wasn't enough evidence. 10. After 30 years of trading, the company name enjoys global recognition. 11. They weren't even given national recognition for their wartime service until 1977. Recommendation. Meaning with examples. Pronunciation. Recommendation. Recommendation. It is a noun. Meaning. 1. If you give someone a recommendation, you're saying, try this, it's good, or, this is the best way to proceed, or this person will do a great job. 2. Official advice given to someone, especially about what to do. 3. A suggestion to someone that they should choose a particular thing, or person that you think is very good. 4. A formal letter or statement saying that someone would be a suitable person to do a job, take a course of study, etc. 5. Advice, counsel. Examples. 1. Her only recommendation was to avoid athletics, since my knee is still recovering. 2. The decision was made, on the recommendation of the Interior Minister. 3. The best way of finding a solicitor is through personal recommendation. 4. The report makes the recommendation that no more prisons should be built. 5. I have to get 5 letters of recommendation to support my application to medical school. 6. The committee will investigate the matter and make a recommendation to the board. 7. It is now almost 2 months that I have been making such recommendations, she said. 8. I'm sorry, we heard you, and will all consider your bloody recommendation. Are you done? He replied angrily. 9. Not an order, I mean, only a recommendation, according to Engel's translation. 10. There were no more recommendations to collect, essays to write, or people to meet. 11. I was a surgeon's assistant in Insterborg. There's a recommendation among my papers. Reflection. Meaning with examples. Pronunciation. Reflection. Reflection. It is a noun. Meaning. 1. The image of something in a mirror, or on any reflective surface. 2. A reflection is an image that you can see in a mirror or in glass or water. 3. Reflection is the process by which light and heat are sent back from a surface and do not pass through it. 4. Something that shows what something else is like, or that is a sign of a particular situation. 5. Careful thought, or an idea, or opinion based on this. Examples. 1. Whether they liked him or not, Johnson was an awfully good reflection on them. 2. Glancing at her reflection in the mirror, Carmen straightened her dress. 3. The amount you tip should be a reflection of the kind of service you got. 4. Inhibition in adulthood is a reflection of a person's experiences as a child. 5. The breakup of the library would be a sad reflection on the value we place on our heritage. 6. In his latest collection of poems, readers are confronted with a series of reflections on death. 7. In Greek mythology, Narcissus fell in love with his own reflection in a pool of water. 8. The fact that soldiers are on the streets is a reflection of how terrified the government is. 9. I gaze at the glass, waiting for the fog to clear, and to see Charlotte's reflection. 10. Soon Lily was making trips to the bathroom, to check her reflection in the mirror. 11. The moon seemed to tremble, as ripples spread over its reflection caught in the water. 12. As water filled the tub, I stood at the sink, and forced myself to confront my reflection. Relation. Meaning with examples. Pronunciation. Relation. Relation. It is a noun. Meaning. 1. Relations between people, groups, or countries or contacts between them and the way in which they behave towards each other. 2. Relation is a word that can describe a connection between relatives or any two entities. 3. The connection, similarity between two things. Examples. 1. He wondered exactly where the waterway gateway was, in relation to his apartment. 2. This will also enable clarity in relation to ongoing care and treatment of this patient. 3. The incident sparked international outrage, and was a public relations disaster for the carrier. 4. The precise link between society and organization is found in relations of production. 5. Relations showed signs of stabilization, as I traveled to San Francisco to meet with Biden. 6. Every element lived in harmonious relation with its neighbor, and all was kith and kin. 7. An accountant would never again be painted in a relation of superiority to a nobleman. 8. Were relations between you and the late Mrs. De Winter perfectly happy? He asked. 9. Our talk was restricted to the petty relations, which formed the core of life for us. 10. I wished I had a map so that I could place myself in relation to Puerto Rico. 11. A brass name tag attached to her blazer had her name, and the words VIP guest relations. 12. After Castro took power in 1959, the U.S. broke off diplomatic relations with Cuba. Relationship. Meaning with examples. Pronunciation. Relationship. Relationship. It is a noun. Meaning. 1. When you are in a relationship, you are emotionally involved, or at least connected in some way. 2. The relationship between two people, or groups is the way in which they feel and behave towards each other. 3. A relationship is a connection between two people, especially one involving romantic or sexual feelings. 4. The relationship between two things is the way in which they are connected. Examples. 1. Her relationship isn't good with her father, but she's very close to her mother. 2. The judge asked the witness what the relationship was between her and the victim. 3. We have established long-lasting business relationships with a wide range of clients. 4. 17 years investment in a relationship, and what do I have at the end? she wondered. 5. As soon as she felt secure in a relationship, she began to feel restless and uneasy. 6. Second, it is argued that threes have a very loose relationship to the facts. 7. But the relationship between the frequencies of a harmonic series is always the same. 8. She placed duty squarely in the middle of their relationship, he tried to think of a way out. 9. It is hard, even now, to describe my relationship to Caroline in those days. 10. His dad's relationship with Luna has always been like that, grown-up talk. 11. Senator Truba's relationship with the rest of his family only worsened with time. 12. He deliberately made use of the friendly relationship that he had with Brother Fabian. Revolution. Meaning with examples. Pronunciation. Revolution. Revolution. It is a noun. Meaning. 1. A revolution is a successful attempt, by a large group of people, to change the political system of their country by force. 2. A revolution in a particular area of human activity is an important change in that area. 3. When development in an industry changes everything drastically, call it a revolution. Examples. 1. Since her husband's death, Celia has devoted herself completely to the revolution. 2. Securing a revolution has proven to be a much more daunting assignment than winning one. 3. The 19th century witnessed a revolution in ship design and propulsion. 4. There is a quiet revolution underway in the way we produce and consume energy. 5. Some musicians are embracing the AI revolution despite such issues. 6. But the Sullivan speech institutionalized the revolution that Biden had set in motion. 7. And when the revolution comes, I'm coming to get you personally, he warned. 8. They're afraid this whole thing may turn into a revolution, David replied. 9. Once the revolution began in earnest in Hinko, it was impossible to ignore it. 10. But you don't seem to know what it takes to make a revolution, I explained. 11. Most of them are illiterate farmers, and peasants who supported the revolution. 12. We ought to have sided with France back in 1889 when their revolution started. Satisfaction. Meaning with examples. Pronunciation. Satisfaction. Satisfaction. It is a noun. Meaning. 1. Satisfaction is the act of fulfilling a need, desire, or appetite, or the feeling gained from such fulfillment. 2. Satisfaction is the pleasure that you feel when you do something, or get something that you wanted, or needed to do or get. 3. If you get satisfaction from someone, you get money or an apology from them because you have been treated badly. 4. A pleasant feeling that you get when you receive something you wanted, or when you have done something you wanted to do. 5. A situation in which your complaint, or problem is dealt with in a way you consider acceptable. Examples. 1. He derived great satisfaction from knowing his son had followed in his footsteps. 2. She sighed a sigh of ineffable satisfaction, as if her cup of happiness were now full. 3. The writer gained satisfaction from knowing that the reader is satisfied, and vice versa. 4. To my satisfaction, he followed the same routine he'd used on the previous Wednesday. 5. She had the satisfaction of knowing that she'd done everything she could. 6. The finance minister's fall from grace gave the tabloid press great satisfaction. 7. In our job, we have the satisfaction of knowing we are making a difference. 8. Although I loved her, I did not want to give her the satisfaction of rejecting me. 9. With a faint feeling of satisfaction, Winston laid the fourth message aside. 10. To survive in prison, one must develop ways to take satisfaction in one's daily life. 11. Ready now, she said with satisfaction, wiping her streaming eyes with a corner of her sari. 12. Moreover, there would be no satisfaction in waiting at the bus stop with Rosie. Selection. Meaning with examples. Pronunciation. Selection. Selection. It is a noun. Meaning. 1. Selection is the act of selecting one, or more people or things from a group. 2. A choice or range of different types of something. 3. A selection can also be a range and variety of something from which to choose. 4. People or things is a set of them that have been selected from a larger group. 5. The selection of goods in a shop is the particular range of goods that it has available and from which you can choose what you want. Examples. 1. Dr. Sullivan's selection to head the Department of Health was greeted with satisfaction. 2. It offers the widest selection of antiques of every description in a one-day market. 3. His selections were to be announced the following month on his return visit. 4. Most schools would have a good selection of these books in their libraries. 5. You will be expected to assist the editor with the selection of illustrations for the book. 6. The selection of Jobson as chairman has caused controversy amongst board members. 7. This would multiply the effectiveness of either natural or artificial selection. 8. We have a selection panel, and we would take soundings from the leader of the team. 9. It is the juggling act of selection that England have failed to balance for 5 years. 10. In August, Dad called to go over my course selection for the fall semester. 11. Natural selection was not operating on organisms but on their units of heredity. 12. In a convent of thousands of sun maidens, such a selection was the greatest of honors. If you liked the video, please hit the like button. Also, subscribe to the channel for more videos. Meanings and examples are available in video description.